Modern life demands a strange kind of mental silence. We are taught to treat the mind like a machine that needs to be muted, assuming that the chaotic noise of our thoughts is something that must be silenced or solved. Attempting to force a dynamic, complex psychological system into a rigid box of forced calmness creates a specific kind of friction. This effort to simplify the mind usually results in the very stress it's trying to cure. Human thought is built for complexity. It is an intricate, functioning feature that allows us to process contradictions and adapt to our surroundings. Rather than looking for a kill switch, it helps to view the mind as a vast, rich landscape that requires a map. Shifting the goal from silencing your thoughts to understanding their geography is the first move toward a different kind of mental freedom. On the surface, you have the Thought Circus, a performance of anxieties, dreams, and regrets constantly competing for your attention. Navigating this requires the skill of detachment. You practice taking a seat in the audience, watching the performers on stage without feeling the need to join the act. As you watch, you might notice conflicting identities. You may find yourself feeling fierce and determined one hour, and exhausted or doubtful the next. This fragmented mirror isn't a sign of being broken. It's a reflection of how we actually work, housing multiple, often contradictory truths side by side. These shards interlock to form a mosaic. Self-acceptance is the process of recognizing that each piece, no matter how small or sharp, is part of the larger picture. When the fight against these internal contradictions ends, you reclaim the energy needed to make conscious choices about your behavior. Beneath the surface lies the inner city. This is your subconscious, where habitual thoughts have paved wide thoroughfares and established routines. Every day offers a moment of choice at the crossroads of logic and emotion. Deciding which street to walk down alters the city's blueprints. The chosen road widens into a glowing artery, making that behavior easier to access, while ignored paths fade away. Deeper still is the shadow weave. This layer consists of the invisible threads of early conditioning and repressed fears that influence your decisions from out of sight. Integration means recognizing these threads as historical artifacts rather than enemies. They are the base layers of your identity, meant to be understood rather than cut away. By acknowledging these historical patterns, you take control of the weave, deciding which threads will shape the future of your city. Self-awareness is the active management of this internal universe. When a moment of overwhelm hits, pause to watch the circus. Allow the thoughts to perform on stage while you remain in the stands as a quiet observer. When you feel two radically different emotions at once, stop the judgment. Let the shards of the mirror sit together without demanding that one of them disappear. At the crossroads of your inner city, question your trajectory. Take a breath before following an autopilot response and look at where that specific road leads. If a sudden fear arises, trace it backward. Locate the root memory where the thread began so you can reprocess it and chart a new path for conscious action. This practice eventually replaces internal conflict with a quiet, steady recognition of your own mind. The complexity of the human mind is what makes it extraordinary. It is not a burden to be managed, but a resource to be explored. Embracing this inner architecture, the circus, the mirror, the city, and the tapestry, is the singular starting point for lasting psychological freedom.